To my team, you should be thinking that the worst is coming, and you should be you should never be satisfied, and you should be always frightened and on the qui-vive. In a way, the state of mind is to be positive, paranoid, and always in a situation think of what can go wrong.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Simply Finance. Bernard Arnault, the owner of the luxury firm LVMH, is neck and neck with Jeff Bezos for being the world's richest individual. As of August 1st, 2021, Bernard has an estimated net worth of $192.4 billion. I think it's safe to say that the tips that he gives will be pretty impactful, and that's exactly what we're going through today. Let's get started. Tip number 1. Do not be obsessed with money. Bernard Arnault is one of those business people that is interested in the possibilities that executed methods may provide rather than a focused approach on money. He constantly says money is merely a consequence, and profit will come if you do your work well. This is a lesson learned by many other millionaires. Furthermore, the preceding information is supported by the fact that Bernard Arnault did not become one of the world's wealthiest individuals until only a few years ago. His wager took a long time to pay off. There was not much of an emphasis on a big win from his start. Tip number 2. Do not think of yourself. Bernard Arnault is different from other billionaires like Elon Musk or Bill Gates in that he only thinks about marketing his businesses and never himself. Some business people, such as the two listed above, have developed a personal image in addition to their professional achievements to guarantee that they remain visible in the public eye. The French billionaire, on the other hand, has never become the face of his firm, instead focusing on the products and ensuring that they remain in our thoughts for longer. He is a man with a more subdued outlook. Arnault understands that the attention should be on the designers and individuals in charge of the goods he has undertaken due to his company approach. He says, "What fascinates me is attempting to transform creativity into commercial realities all around the world. And to accomplish this, he believes you must keep in touch with pioneers and designers while also making their ideas more concrete and long-term." Tip number 3. Have confidence in your vision. He said lots of people tried to tell him it didn't make sense to combine so many companies, but it worked out in the end. It was a well-known success, and over the past 10 years, every competition has tried to catch up to him. He began purchasing brands in the 1980s, but it was only in the last decade that he became one of the world's most powerful billionaires. He, like other successful individuals, refused to listen to criticism, and in the end followed his own vision, demonstrating a brilliant approach. He says, "We will always find these various voices in business, and while there will undoubtedly be excellent advice, if you believe an idea will work, you may need to persevere to the end." Tip number 4. Do not lose contact with your company. One of the worst leadership blunders is to forget about the company and stick with simple goals. To evaluate if the machine is working well or if there is space for improvement, you must examine every corner and every aspect of it. Arnault regularly advises his staff that they should conduct themselves as if they were working for a tiny company, like staying upstairs with the customer or the designers while they work instead of staying in the offices frequently. Every week he goes shopping. He's constantly on the lookout for new shop managers. Bernard prefers to see them at the base rather than at their desks doing office work. This is how Arnault defines the process of staying in touch with the company. Tip number 5. Learn from your mistakes. Bernard tries to avoid making too many errors. However, he can think of one thing from 15 years ago that he didn't perform properly. Because Arnault was impatient, he sold a business too soon. It was a 5-year-old cosmetics company that he owned. When it was no longer functional, Bernard became tired and impatient, but it was something he should have preserved. What he's learned from this is that when your business isn't functioning well, it's critical to have a deeper understanding of the situation and to be patient. In the world of creative brands, making anything work may take years. That business is now flourishing, but Arnault also had the reverse situation where he has acquired firms for a low price and they've gone on to perform incredibly well. Take Sephora, for example, which he purchased in 1998. At the time, there were just a few stores. With over $10 billion in sales, it is now the world's largest distributor of luxury cosmetic goods. In business, he firmly believes the most essential thing is to position yourself for the long term and not to be too impatient, which is something he struggles with himself. Tip number 6. Always behave like a startup. At first, he was chastised for bringing all these businesses together. Now, people are starting to comprehend his vision, and some are even attempting to copy what he does. Having the type of organization that Bernard has at LVMH is a huge benefit. You have an edge when purchasing advertisements or real estate since you have access to the finest brands and you can spend less. The greatest benefit, though, is being able to recruit the best people to join your team. Throughout the group, there's a vibrant entrepreneurial spirit. The group's value has grown throughout time as a result of Arnault's unwavering commitment to originality, quality, and entrepreneurship. He frequently tells his staff that we should act as though we're still a startup. Tip number 7. Constantly reinvent yourself. LVMH's success is based on innovation, quality, entrepreneurship, and most crucially, a long-term outlook. For example, in 1991, Bernard went to China for the first time. When he arrived in Beijing, he saw that there were no automobiles and no towering buildings. The GDP was significantly smaller than what it is now. Regardless, he chose China as the location for his first Louis Vuitton store. Today, Louis Vuitton is the most well-known luxury brand in the United States and across the world. For the past 25 years, he has seen a growing need for high-quality items as well as an increase in purchasing power. The internet has made the world considerably smaller in recent years. Bernard believes to be successful, product introductions must now be conducted globally. LVMH focuses and excels in creating more attractive new items and selling them throughout the world. And that's all for today. Bernard Arnault has some amazing tips and tricks to get any business off the ground and stay successful for the long run. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more Simply Finance videos.